Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Daytona road course for the third round of the Blown Piston Racing League, sponsored by Misfit Media. Their road course race here tonight. We did this last week with the Xfinity cars on Sunday night, and we had a pretty good race there, but we did see that there was a lot of difference between the guys that are pretty familiar with road course racing, and some of them weren't. And so we're going to do it all again here tonight in the trucks. And the one thing I can tell you is that for the guys that it might not be super comfortable with this road racing stuff, it's a little bit easier in these trucks. They're a little bit lighter, they're a little bit more agile, so they're a little bit easier to handle, easier to catch. So hopefully we'll see a little bit closer fight here tonight. But I will say they had a pretty good race last Sunday, and I'm expecting the exact same here tonight. So let's quickly bring you up to speed here with the point standings in the Misfit Media Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series on Friday nights. On the top left of your screen, you see the driver standings with Tommy Ryan leading the pack with 140 points. 12 points behind him is Justin Gahn, and you can find your favorite driver there in the standings. As you can see, Tommy Ryan is leading, but he hasn't scored a win just yet. Justin Gahn, Avery Wilson, and Andrew Mraz are your three winners so far, and you can see those in the bottom box there on the left. They already are locked into the Sweet 16 as race winners. So let me see, the top 5 finishes for Tommy Ryan. He's got 2 top 5 finishes. That is what helps him get up there in that lead. He did get 2 stage wins already, and one of them was, I believe, last week. But He is also leading quite a few laps in this series. He is the front man, sponsored by the DXP. That award will be handed out to the driver that has led the most laps at the end of the season, and Tommy Ryan is currently leading that situation with 61 laps, closely followed behind him there by Brian Fallon with 58 laps, and Andrew Mraz is also doing pretty good in that respect with 55 laps. On the right side of your screen, you see the team standings with 4X Racing leading the pack there with 103 points, 2 wins to their name. R&R Motorsports has the 3rd win to their name. They're in 3rd currently, and you can see the 11 teams there as the order goes down there. The scoring is brought to you by Wise Guy iRacing Graphics, operated by one of our drivers here tonight, Scott Wise. He is very good at painting the car that makes you stand out in your race. So if you have a race car that you want painted, give us Wise Guy a shout out. You can find them on Facebook, and obviously they will be happy to help you out with your paint job to make yourself look pretty. And I always say, if you can't be fast, you can at least be pretty. All right, folks, that is your standings for tonight. Let's bring you a little bit of race information brought to you by Wise Choice Contracting, the people that bring you the doors and windows in the St. Louis area. The Daytona International Speedway, we are using the road course as it is used by the IMSA during the 24 hours of Daytona. We are not using the extra chicane on the tri-oval coming down towards the finish line. This is the old configuration of the Daytona International Speedway as used by IMSA races, and the track is 3.54 miles long, 3.5 mile long track. And obviously we can number all the turns like we would normally do, but as you can see, past the start finish line, we're going left into the infield. Then we're making a sharp right hand hairpin turn that brings us towards the infield there at what we would call turn 1 and 2 on the speedway. Another right hander hairpin that brings us back down, and then a left-hander that brings us back to the speedway. We'll go through turn 2 of the speedway, then we'll do the backstretch. We'll have a double chicane, left, right, left. Then we'll go through turns 3 and 4 of the speedway, and that'll conclude a lap on this road course. The ambient temperature is 82 degrees. The relative humidity is 47%. As we are getting started with qualifying, folks, we have a cloudy sky. We have 14-mile-an-hour winds. That might hurt them a little bit here and there. And the track temperature is 93 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not extremely hot, but it is. It's not cool either. It might make for a little bit slippery conditions when the track rubbers in a little bit. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. And as said, folks, qualifying has started. We will be looking at some of the drivers here making their way around the racetrack. As you can see, Scott Wise currently coming onto the speedway there in turn number 2. Well, actually, it's in the middle of turn number 1 and then leading into turn number 2. We'll ride along with Scott here for a little bit. We're coming down the bed stretch, and if you look closely in the fencing on the right-hand side of the track, you'll see it 3, 2, and 1 in the fence there. Those are the markers for the drivers to get down to the chicane here, double chicane, and back onto the racetrack onto the speedway. Going into turn 3 and 4. This is where we go all out. And we have an issue here for Randy Yoakum. Let's go back to Scott here real quick. We'll go all out on into the tri-oval. This is where the pit entry starts. And we'll go to the kink on the start finish line there, and then we'll slow down. There you can hear Scott slowing down already into turn number 1. That'll take him into the infield, and on your left side there, left of Scott Wise, that's the pit lane exit that comes onto the track quite late actually, right there behind that first chicane. That is really not too sharp of a chicane, but it's still a right-left combination. Now, one of the things that we'll need to watch for is when drivers get on the gas coming off of these turns, it's not just, you can't just stomp your foot down and think it's all gonna stick. You have to be feathering that throttle, and you don't want to spin your tires coming out of those turns because the back end will start fishtailing, and that'll obviously cost you a little bit of time. It might look spectacular, but it will cost you time, and it'll definitely also start eating up your tires as well. So we have to keep that in mind. The guys have 5 tire sets for this race. The race will be 50 laps. The first stage will end at lap 15, and the second stage will end at lap 30. And after the stages, the race admin has made an exception from our normal way of doing things. We are going to go yellow after the stages finish. That'll give the guys an opportunity to recoup and regroup and go to the pits for tires and fuel if they have to. Now, the fuel window on this road course is set to be something like 10 to 12 laps. That means that we are not going to make it to the first stage without making a pit stop. And that'll obviously shake things up a little bit. Our friend Mike Perry, defending champion of last year's Truck Series in the DXP car. He is spinning off there, but he put a very good first lap in there. 149.507 is his first lap, and that puts him on the provisional pole. And a 78 of Matt Miller is right up there as well. Scott Wise's time was the 3rd time, and they're actually pretty close together here. Jason Branch qualifying pretty nicely and also stopped after 1 lap. I thought they had 2 laps, but maybe not. I do believe they have 10 minutes in total for the qualifying effort here. Andrew Moore in the 77 car, he is in 5th position. Jason Nicholas, and we see Ryan Nicoletta in the 59 car, still looking for a sponsor, folks, if you're interested. Ryan has put it on the pole position, so, well, not for long, though. It looks like Tommy Ryan is passing him there with a 147.33, and that is more than 2 seconds quicker than the 59 there. We know that Tommy Ryan is a very experienced road racer. He does a lot of that stuff, so he is very at home here on the road course in his number 6 truck. So we'll expect to see Tommy do very well here tonight. Andrew Morass, also one of those guys that does a lot of road racing, plenty of it. And Jeff Ryan in the number 3 car, also one of the guys that we expect to do well here tonight. So another thing we need to tell you, we have a driver out there. Well, we haven't seen him out there yet, but you will see in scoring a driver with the number 852, and the name is Mudflap. That is a nickname. Obviously, that is going to be Patrick Langley, so hopefully we can keep you updated on that with the correct name there. Patrick Langley in the 852. He is not yet on track, I don't believe. I haven't seen him yet. No, he's not yet on track. So, and then the next thing we need to tell you is that there is a substitute driver for Kevin Nicoletta, and that is going to be Eric Ransley. He's going to be driving Nicoletta's 84 car, and he has already qualified. And he is currently in 12th position. So. Let's see, we're following Ryan Branshaw here. We have a lot of drivers already posted a time, 21 drivers. And we have the 35 quickest qualifiers locked into the feature. And that currently means that everybody is going to be locked in the feature because I do not believe we have more than 35 drivers here tonight. That means that we're going to skip the heat race. There was a heat race planned for 5 laps if there were more drivers. Let's take a look here at Caden Henry Oakes in the number 19 car. He's currently standing still there, and let me show you what happened there. That is a problem under braking. If you brake too hard and don't have your brake bias set correctly, your back end might come around, and that is what Caden did here. He did not set a qualifying time just yet. Jordan Berry is practicing his donuts, obviously. I'm sure he had a little off there. Let's bring that back for you. Yep, same thing, a little early on the gas and not keeping control of that back end there, and then obviously frustration kicks in a little bit. That is just only natural, folks. Let me see here. Who else have we got? Ryan Branshaw. It looks like he is still out there on track, also practicing some donuts. We have Jason Nicholas in the 202 car. He has qualified himself in 10th position here. As you see the final minutes ticking away, the guys that have not been out yet is quite a list actually. Kochelova, Langley, Bledsoe, Bellerby, Scala, Henry Oakes, Regney. Paul Regney seems to be a new name tonight in the 08. We'll keep an eye on him. Byron McDonald, Brian Rainville, Randy Yoakum, and Jordan Berry have not set a qualifying time. But again, I believe that we're not doing a heat race here tonight. I believe that everybody is going to be locked in the feature race. And once again, folks, the feature race is 50 laps, with stage 1 ending at the end of 15 laps and stage 2 ending at the end of 30 laps. We will be going yellow after the stages have been completed to give the drivers an opportunity to regroup, get some tires and fuel, and get themselves ready for the remainder of the race. Jason Nicholas doing a pretty good job here, using that final time as practice, and there you see it, folks. We have Tommy Ryan on pole position. That means that Tommy Ryan is your Cop Blue Pole Award winner. Tommy Ryan, your fastest qualifier here tonight. All right, and that'll bring us to the grid. Well, actually, we're not going to the grid just yet, folks, because we have a short warm-up planned. I guess they don't skip the warm-up, so let's go and find Tommy Ryan if we can. That is him there in the number 6 car, and he is the pole sitter, winner of the Cup Blue Pole Award this time around. So the Cup Blue organization, folks, is an organization which says their mission is to save one life. We intend to save that one life every day. Above all, it's about going home at the end of your shift. Obviously, this is a police organization, and Cup Blue is focused on the Street Cups of America, and they will be their brother, and they are making sure that these guys have a place to go to at the end of their shift. Tommy Ryan, your Cup Blue Pole Award winner. Warm-up has been finished. That means we are going to go into the race here. There you have your grid brought to you by Wise Choice Contracting. On pole position, as said, your Cup Blue Pole Award winner is Tommy Ryan. And alongside him, we will be seeing Andrew Mraz on that front row. There you have them lined up, folks. On the second row, we have Jeff Ryan and Ryan Nicoletta in the 59 car. Then on the third row, we have Mike Perry and Matt Miller, Andrew Moore and Scott Wise on the fourth row. Good qualifying effort for Scott. Jason Branch, ditto. Good qualifying for him, together with Jason Nicholas on the fifth row. Guy Schneider and Eric Ransley. Eric, the substitute driver for Kevin Nicoletta, on the sixth row. Then we have Ryan Branshaw and Anthony Handley on the seventh row. Avery Wilson, Aaron Gerwitz on the eighth row. Casey Duncan and Kenny McCullough on the ninth row. The 10th row is for Donnie Fayer and Jason Kratke. The 11th row for Jim Thorndike and Caden Henry Oakes. Byron McDonald and Paul Regney on the 12th row. Then on the 13th row, we have Brian Rainville and Randy Yoakum, Chris Scala and Andy Kochalova on the 14th row, Randy Bledsoe, Jordan Berry on the 15th row, Patrick Langley, known as Mudflap tonight, together with Don Bellerby on the 16th row. And that is our field for tonight here, folks. We are rolling behind the pace car. We're getting ready to get started. The pace lap is not even a full lap. They started on the backstretch there, and they're going to be coming down towards the starting area, running behind the pickup truck there. Nicely lined up, I will say. Tommy Ryan on pole position, as said. He is your Cup Blue Pole Award winner. Pretty good sized field, 32 cars. We're going to be doing 50 laps here tonight. Base car is in.
Green.
The green flag has been called out on the radio, folks. We are racing towards turn one with Tommy Ryan and Andrew Mraz leading a field of 32 trucks for the Daytona Road Course race in the Misfit Media Blown Piston Racing League on Friday nights. Tommy Ryan is taking the lead there. And once again, folks, it looks to me like the entire field... No, we have one off there. Not sure. It's one. Tommy Ryan started from pit road there. Seems to be getting in trouble. And let's see. We had one driver. That was actually Andrew Mraz. Oh, boy. That's not what I was trying to do. I do believe that we did see one driver spinning out, and my computer was telling me that it was Andrew Mraz, but that is not the case at all. Andrew Mraz is actually running in second position in that 28 car, and Jeff Ryan is behind him. Mike Perry in fourth position. Andrew Moore is in fifth position. Ryan Nicoletta in the 59 is running sixth. Matt Miller in seventh. Avery Wilson is in 8th, and Guy Schneider in 9th. Jason Nicholas is rounding out your top 10 there in the 202 car. Let's bring you back up to the front. Tommy Ryan is pulling away pretty easily there. It looks like Jim Thorndike has had an issue in that number 13 car. On the entry of the chicane, he loses the back end. He locks up all fours to avoid spinning around, and he makes sure that he doesn't get into the wall. It looks like the 03 is doing something similar there. Let's see if we can bring that back for you. That is Kenny McCullough, and he is a little bit further back in the field. He's in 25th position. He basically does the exact same thing, loses the back end on entry there, locks up all fours to avoid going into the tire barrier, backs it up, gets it back on track, and we are back on our way. Looks like Andrew Moore had a bit of an issue. Don't really know where that happened. We have Anthony Handley Anthony Handley with an issue here. Oh, that is one of those classic mistakes. Too early on the gas, spinning the car around, and luckily he can get back on his way. None of those problems. Ooh, Eric Ransley substituting for Kevin Nicoletta has a little off. Let's see what happens to him. Ooh, he just kind of misses his braking zone there and just lucky doesn't lock him up and run off into the tire barrier. He just runs a little wide over the grass. He's back out on his way. So let's bring you back up to speed with the leader, Tommy Ryan. He is 2.1 seconds ahead of Andrew Mraz. Jason Nicholas going off fairly hard there, it looks like. That is also in the chicane on the entry here. Same thing. Too hard over the curb there on entry and not being able to get that car to rotate the other way there. He did bounce the tire barrier, but it looks like the car is in pretty good shape. He is back on his way. Tommy Ryan running the fastest lap with a 147.79. That extends his lead on Andrew Mraz to about 2.3 seconds currently. There is Andrew in the 028 there. Mike Perry in third position. And Jeff Ryan following there in the number 3 with Avery Wilson in the number 1. Looks like he has painted that car black. Oh, Avery goes around on the exit of that turn there. Too early on the gas, and he gets back on his way. Loses a few positions, now in 8th position, being overtaken by Caden Henry Oaks as well there in that number 19 car. All right, let's go check on what is all. We have a good group of drivers here. Jordan Berry leading Donnie Fayer in the 000 car, with Randy Yoakum following in the 8 and Randy Bledsoe in the 81. Ooh, that is a new paint job for Randy. That looks pretty cool. Aaron Gerwitz in the 09 is following, and then Jason Branch a little bit further back. Let's see, Casey Duncan is a little bit ahead of Jordan Berry. He is also in that group. It looks like Yoakum and Fayer are going at it there as they come onto the speedway. Let's go take a look at Ryan Nicoletta in that white car. He is being followed by Matt Miller. And I do believe that, let's see, did he overtake there? I can't really tell. Still together. Matt Miller now trying to the inside of Ryan Nicoletta, and that is going into turn number 1. This is about where they started getting on the brakes pretty hard, and it looks like Matt Miller has got that done. He is taking 5th position from Ryan Nicoletta, and it looks like he is doing that fairly easy. So let's go check on Avery Wilson once again. He is still following Caden Henry Oaks after that little spin. Doing a pretty good job staying with the number 19 car here. Bumper to bumper almost. This is the place where Avery lost it last lap. Now he is doing better, and he is following Caden Henry Oaks there in that tire discount machine. And let's see who else we've got battling on the track there. We have Jason Kratke in a group there behind Byron McDonald and Chris Scala. Jason running a little bit wide. Oh, he's got to take evasive action there not to run into Byron McDonald. That spun it around. Byron is back on his way. And let's see, did we have an issue for Guy Snyder? No, I don't. Oh, we have something going on with Jason Branch. Yeah, same thing. Ooh, he catches it pretty good, actually. And he's a little bit lucky that there's asphalt there. And then he's trying to get back on track here. He's being overtaken by the 31 of Scott Wise as they go onto the speedway there. Let's go check on Caden Henry Oaks and Avery Wilson once again. As we go back live there on the speedway. Ooh, Jason Branch is being overtaken by, he's being followed by Ryan Branshaw. Scott Wise in front of him. There's Scott Wise, the 22. That is Jason Branch in the yellow and blue navy colored car. Eric Hansley is following those guys in Nicoletta's car, the 84. And we have Kenny McCullough fighting, let's see, that is Jimmy Thorndike in the 13 that he's passing. That is for 24th position. And we have quite a few drivers that didn't really take the start. Ragni, Kochelova, Rainville, Patrick Langley, and Don Bellerby. They did not take the start. If I see this correctly, yes, I do. So, unfortunately, we didn't get all 32 drivers going. Tommy Ryan is still leading the pack. He is on lap 5 of 50. That means he's well on in... he's about a third into the first stage already, and he has got a 4.5 second lead on Andrew Mraz in that 028 car as he comes down to the chicane here. And he takes the curbs fairly good, and it looks to me like he is doing a very smooth job there. About a second, almost 2 seconds behind Mraz is Mike Perry in that number 2 car. And let's go and check and see who is doing well compared to starting position. It looks like Jordan Berry is already up 21 spots, and that makes him currently the R&R Hard Charger for this race. R&R sponsors that trophy that is given to the guy that wins the most spots in the race as far as going up from the starting position, and Jordan Berry in 10th position is currently that person. Kind of running by himself, really. We have Jeff Ryan passing Mike Perry for 3rd position. Let's bring that back. Something must have happened. Yes, indeed. It looks like Mike Perry is having a little moment there coming off the turn. He gives it a good donut. That's not great for your tires, but at least it gets him going into the right direction. But Jeff Ryan has taken advantage of that and picks up 3rd position. And he is about a second ahead there. We see a problem for Ransley once again. That is the 84. And it looks like somebody else was having an issue there as well. That was Anthony Handley. All right, so Mike Perry and Matt Miller is close behind Perry there. Let's go check on Aaron Gerwitz in the 09. He is fairly close behind Randy Bledsoe in that 81 car. Jordan Berry has lost a spot. He's now in 11th. Casey Duncan is in between there. There's plenty of room in between those guys. Jeff Ryan is still 3rd. Mike Perry closing in on him, less than a second behind, and Matt Miller, less than a second behind him. Looks like Jordan Berry had a slight off somewhere. All right, then let's bring it back to Jeff Ryan and Mike Perry. Mike Perry closing in on Jeff Ryan. Let's ride along with the DXP driver, our defending champion in the Friday Night Truck Series. And there you can see he's staying in 2nd gear here. He's kind of saving himself from the mistake of spinning his tires. Slightly off the gas through the kink here. And then hard on the brakes for that 2nd hairpin to the right. You can see he fights the car during braking a little bit. Ooh, an oversteer as he tries to get going. Once again, keeping it in 2nd gear, I believe. And back to the left here, going onto the speedway. And this is where we get up to speed. Out of turn 2 and onto the backstretch, then watch for the markers numbered 3 and 2. Number 2 is where they hit the brakes. Going into the chicane here, left, right, and then right and left back onto the speedway, into turn 3 and 4 of the speedway. That is a part of a lap with Mike Perry. Mike Perry in that number 2 DXP car. And it looks like he is closing in on Jeff Ryan. Only 0.3 of a second between these guys right now, so let's stay with that for a little bit. As they're coming around one more time, hard on the brakes into turn 1 is a pretty tricky turn because you're turning in and braking at the same time. You see the back end of the 3 stepping out just a notch. Matt Miller not far behind, as you can see in the back of the screen there. Caden Henry Oaks is the first driver that heads toward pit road on lap number 8. As said, the fuel window is about 10 to 12 laps. We have to make a stop before we get to the finish of the first stage. Gerwitz is also following that example, so we'll see drivers coming into the pits here shortly. Ooh, we had an incident there, looks like. That is the 84 of Ransley subbing for Nicoletta. And he is back on his way as well. Donnie Fayer in trouble there. That is on the first hairpin, exit of the first hairpin on the infield. And that is pretty much the mistake that we see plenty of them do. They get into the turn a little bit hot, and then they want to get out, get on the gas here, and if you hit the gas a little bit too hard and too early, that's what happens. There isn't much you can do about it. And let's see, we were watching Jeff Ryan and Mike Perry for third position. Andrew Mraz coming to pit road meanwhile, and Jeff Ryan and Mike Perry are still out there. Mike has caught Jeff. He is, he might be trying something here going down into turn number 1 as they finish another lap. We are on lap 9 currently. Let's see what Mike is doing. He's staying behind here now. Both drivers doing a nice and smooth job. Matt Miller in the background. Andrew Mraz coming off pit road right now. There he is. And it is also a little bit tricky. There's a big wall between them and the track, so they can't mess up other people's race. Scott Wise and Ryan Branshaw coming down pit road here as well. And Mike Perry has already passed Jeff Ryan. Let's bring that back for you real quick here. There they come. It's in the first hairpin turn. When they get onto the infield, the first hairpin, it's just a classic outbreak maneuver. Good job. Very nicely done. Mike Perry back in second position. Scott Wise coming back out of the pit. Ryan Branshaw coming back out of the pits. Jeff Ryan now in third. Matt Miller still in fourth. And Ryan Nicoletta. And there we have Branshaw coming off pit road, it looks like, with a little bit of trouble. He gets a little bit over eager, and he gets a wheel in the grass, it looks like. So he misses the turn there on the pit exit, really. Thorndike coming out of the pits as well. And he is already been put a lap down by Tommy Ryan. Tommy is 18 seconds ahead of Mike Perry. And obviously, Mraz was in between there. Mraz is already pitted on lap 8. This is lap number 10 we're on right now, so we would expect most of these guys coming in to the pits this lap or the lap after, if our information on the fuel window is correct. And obviously, that'll differ a little bit more per driver as it does on the speedways. Some drivers use first gear in the slow turns, some don't, so the difference in driving style can make quite a bit of difference in fuel consumption. We have Bledsoe and Branch coming down pit road. And we have Byron McDonald coming down pit road as well. Tommy Ryan still out there, and as said, he's got a major lead on Mike Perry, 18.9 seconds, almost 19 seconds ahead there. And it looks like his lap times are quite a bit faster than Mike Perry's, about 2 seconds, a little under 2 seconds quicker than Perry. Perry is still in second position there. We have an issue for Jason Nicholas in the 202. Let's go see what happened to him. First hairpin, locks up the front brakes. That means you're going straight forward. And he barely touches the tire wall. I think he will be all right. Let's see, we have Tommy Ryan coming down pit road here on lap number 10 going into 11. Mike Perry obviously is going to catch up a little bit with him now. But obviously they all have to do the same thing. Jeff Ryan and Matt Miller heading down towards pit road there as well. It looked like Mike was staying out. Tommy Ryan is back out on his way. Little narrow exit, pit exit there. And he does a good job of navigating that. Ryan Nicoletta also on pit road in that 59 car. Randy Yoakum coming in. So currently your leader, Mike Perry, I expect him to come in at the end of this lap. I would be highly surprised if he could get very much more out of that fuel tank than the others can. Tommy Ryan in second position, only 3 seconds behind Mike Perry there. And that is Jim Thorndike in between in the number 13 car. Making way for the leaders. Very nicely done. Good sportsmanship. Andrew Moore on pit road and, Casey Duncan on pit road in the Dunkin' Donut car. Kenny McCullough and Donnie Fayer following that same example. We have another issue for the 84. Let's go see. That looks like the chicane once again on the backstretch there, coming into the first part. And this time it's on the second part where he basically just misses the exit a little bit. And at least he doesn't run into anything and he can keep on going. Scala in pit road, he's already leaving, Fayer leaving, and then it is Eric Ramsley that comes down pit road. Let's keep an eye on Mike Perry. And there we have it. Mike Perry is coming down pit road as well. Giving up the lead to Tommy Ryan once again. There's Tommy. Passed him already going into turn 1. We have Mike Perry, Guy Schneider, and Avery Wilson coming down pit road as well here. And we have Ryan Branshaw chasing after Jason Branch. Guys have both pitted on lap 8 and lap 9 respectively, and they're fighting for 15th position, running behind the 202. They're going to put a lap on him probably. No, Jason Nicholas is actually, that is for position. He is right in front of him, and Andrew Moore is at the tail end of this group. So we have a bit of a group here fighting for position, and it looks like Jason Branch is going to take away that 14th position from Jason Nicholas. Ooh, Jason having a little hiccup there in the connection. Branshaw and, the 202 going in, Hantley going in. So Jason Branch picks up 13th position. Lap number 12 of 50. And as you are probably aware from if you watched us last week, it is a road course, folks, so we don't have any full course cautions unless they are forced by the race admin, and that is something we will do at the end of the stages. But other than that, we will not have full course cautions. If somebody spins off, there will only be a local yellow flag. Tommy Ryan 15 seconds ahead of Andrew Mraz in the 028. He is in second. Jeff Ryan in third. Avery Wilson in fourth. And Matt Miller in the 78 car is in fifth. We still have Jordan Berry as our highest Charger as far as we have a lock up there. I hope I didn't lose anybody. Well, we're back. Little bit of a hiccup here. I apologize for that. The R&R Hard Charger Award, folks, is still in the hands of Jordan Berry in the number 51 car, 21 positions up from the start. And it looks like we have Matt Miller fairly closely followed there by Avery Wilson for 4th position. Avery obviously trying to make up for lost time after that first spin he had earlier in the race. The top 3 drivers, Tommy Ryan, Andrew Mraz, and Jeff Ryan, are still without any incidents or off tracks or whatnot. And there's still a few other ones. And you see the distance between Miller and Wilson is growing a little bit. It's a little over a second there. So let's go to Ryan Nicoletta. He is being chased down by Caden Henry Oaks. And Randy Yoakum's not that far behind either. That is 7th, 8th, and 9th position in the race. And other than that, we have a close fight there with Ransley, behind Jim Thorndike. These guys are pretty close together here, and it looks like Eric Ransley is going to pick up that 1 position there as they come down towards turn number 1. Ransley picks up that position. Good pass. Done under braking. And for road course cars, these trucks might be lighter than the Xfinity cars that we raced here last Sunday. They're still, as road racing cars, they're still fairly heavy, and that makes for a fairly long brake distance. Obviously, the brakes on these vehicles aren't really made for this kind of work, so yeah, they're a little tricky to slow them down. There we have Bledsoe coming back down pit road. He's already been there once. Not really sure what the deal is because I don't see any damage, but it looks like he is there for regular service. Tommy Ryan leading the pack here. He's gonna pass the start-finish line here in a little bit. He's now going into turn 3 and 4 of the speedway, and then he is going to go into lap number 15, leading by 18.5 seconds. So it looks like Tommy Ryan, at the end of lap 15, he'll be picking up that first stage win. And as we saw, as we checked the standings earlier in the broadcast, he's been doing pretty good with that, with picking up those stage wins. It's good extra points. And without a race win, he is in the lead of the championship because of doing his job very smart and thinking about strategy, picking up those stage wins. If you can't pick up a race win, you might as well try going for the stage wins. Tommy Ryan coming on to the back of the 202 car there. And he is still extending his lead to second place driver Andrew Mraz. He is close to 2 seconds a lap quicker than Andrew Mraz, and that is, even for a road course, that is pretty significant difference in speed. If you compare that to what you see in modern day Formula One races, for example, you can have the entire field lapping within a second, and they still call the number 1 the big boy and the number 10 the lesser the lesser of the gods. But there we have Guy Schneider going off. Let's see what happened to him. Yeah, same thing in that first hairpin on the infield. They have a little bit of trouble keeping that back end straight behind the nose as they get on the gas too early. There we have Tommy Ryan going through the chicanes, and as we go back live, he's coming out of turn 4. Tommy Ryan is going to pick up that first stage win here, folks. There you have it. And second will be Andrew Mraz. We will be going yellow here in a little bit. We will probably hear that call over the radio. Andrew Mraz picks up this second spot. It'll be Jeff Ryan picking up the third spot. Then it'll be Matt Miller. He is passing the 13 of Jim Thorndike there. That's not for a position. And the 5th place in the stage will be going to Avery Wilson in that black number 1 car.
Caution, yellow flag.
All right, folks, caution's been called out. It's going to take them a little bit to get this organized. Caden Henry Oaks is coming down pit road already. Hope for his sake that the pits weren't closed, as the pace car is not yet picking up the leader. Now, to give you an idea, the number 6 is on the backstretch there at the top of your screen. That is Tommy Ryan, your leader. And the drivers in front of him still have to finish that 15th lap of the stage. And Tommy is looking for the pace car somewhere, and I'm sure the pace car is has just barely left the pits, really. And as you can see, the field is completely stretched out over the full lap here. That is the number 15 car in front of him, Chris Scala. So Chris gets to go around, and he'll get, well, actually the pace car may have picked up somebody else. Let's see if we can find out where the pace car is. Always a little tricky, folks. As I said, it'll take him a little bit to get this sorted out. So why don't we just stay with Tommy Ryan here. We are under yellow with the Superior Templating LLC caution. Gives us a little bit of a chance to catch our breath. The drivers will be able to catch their breath there behind the pace car. I can guarantee you that if you're not used to these road courses and those left and right turns following each other quickly, they will definitely wear you down. So I'm sure they will see this yellow as a welcome. There we have it, there as a welcome thing. There we have the pace truck, and it looks like Tommy Ryan is going to be heading for pit road. Yes, indeed. We have an issue for Scott Wise in the back there. Misses his entry. Oh, and he keeps it out of the tire wall. Good job. That is good. It looks like Andrew Mraz is also coming down pit road. Jeff Ryan also coming down pit road. And there you can see how much difference there is. These guys are catching up to each other right now. Matt Miller on pit road. Avery Wilson is still on the banking there. And Avery is also going towards pit road. Ryan Nicoletta in 6th, doing the same thing. Jordan Berry is now in 7th. And that makes Jordan Berry the hard charger with 24 spots up. The R&R award, R&R hard charger award for Jordan Berry currently. 24 spots up. That is pretty good. And one side note we have to make is that you have to qualify. You have to try and qualify. I don't know for sure that Jordan Berry did set a qualifying time, but as long as he tried, I believe he is eligible for that award. Well, let's go find those leaders once again. They are obviously trying to run down that pace car one more time. There we go. There's two vehicles in front of them. That would be Mike Perry and the 000 of Donnie Fayer. They'll be waved around there in a little bit. It looks like the 202 has been waved around. So the 202, that would be your SFI Lucky Dog. He gets to go around, and it looks like we looks like we're having a little issue here with the connection every now and again. I apologize for the interruptions. If I could do something about it, I definitely would. Tommy Ryan is your leader. And he has been leading all of the laps so far, so that will definitely add up to his Frontman Award aspirations, sponsored by DXP. As said, he is currently leading that situation, and he's just helping himself all the more by leading laps in this race. He looks like he's on a good roll here tonight. We had an issue for the 35 going off track there, trying to catch up. Understeer, locking up the brakes.
Hang on, we're not.
And they're holding off on the green. Well, obviously for that second stage that'll end on lap 30, they will have to pit again. Well, it's going to get a little close because we're going to go green. It'll probably be lap 20 or 21, so we might make that on the fuel stop that we have done right now. Obviously the yellow will help them a little bit. Randy Bledsoe coming out of the pits. Jason Nicholas in the pits. Caden Henry Oaks is in the pits as well. Looks like Jordan has a little issue there. Nothing major, just two wheels in the grass. Nothing really to worry about. Guy Schneider in the 27 car running in 7th position. Jordan Berry, 26 spots up since the start of the race, so he's well on his way for that Hard Charger award. Let's go and find Jason Branch in the number 22. Looks like he's got some damage on the left rear there. And Scott Wise running in 17th position. Car looks good. He's had a few incidents, but he looks all right. Jason Nicholas is still on his way. Mike Perry in 20th position. And he's having a little issue here. Ooh, careful, bud. You still need those tires. Henry Oakes back on pit road. Donnie Fayer on pit road. They're fueling up now, seeing if they can get that second stage without another stop. Good thinking. And that'll be the question for Tommy Ryan. Obviously, we've done 2 or 3 laps under yellow, but that doesn't mean you don't use any fuel. You still do. So we'll have to wait and see if Tommy can make that work all the way to lap number 30. Well, lights on the pace car are still on, so we're going to do at least one more lap under yellow. That means that we only have 9 laps or 10 laps to go for that second stage. And once again, folks, we want to acknowledge Misfit Media for sponsoring our series on Friday nights. They are the series sponsor for the Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series on Friday nights. And we also want to acknowledge Wise Choice Contracting, who are a sub-sponsor also for the series and several races. And Wise Choice Contracting, they do windows and doors in the St. Louis area. And more drivers have opted to go to pit road and make sure they got that tank full so they can make it to lap 30. That is good thinking, obviously. Ransley is also coming out. Kenny McCullough. So it'll be interesting to see if Tommy Ryan and Andrew Mraz there at the front of the field, if they can do it all the way to turn to lap number 30, including lap number 30 for that second stage. It might be a little tight, although I do believe that Tommy went 11 laps. We can check that on the pit strategy screen. Tommy Ryan did 10 laps on his first fuel stint, and let's see, he's already done 2 on the current fuel stint. So it'll be, I believe it'll be fairly close. And as you can see, folks, the lights on the truck are out. They've started to line them up. And that's how you save fuel. You just turn off the engine. That's what Tommy Ryan is doing here. He is probably trying to make sure that he's going to make it to the end of the second stage as well. And that's how he does that. He just turns the truck off every now and again. Obviously, he can't do it too long. He can't slow down too much. You have to maintain the pace. As we're coming down to the chicanes. And folks, going into lap 21, we're going to go back to racing. Next full course caution will be at the end of stage number 2. Well, we got a lot of people in line there. And there goes Tommy Ryan. He is on the gas a little early. That is okay. It's his call to make. Andrew Mraz has Jeff Ryan on the inside there already. And it looks like Jeff Ryan is not going to pursue that pass. Mraz was a little bit later on the brakes there, and he keeps the number 3 at bay. The 78 of Matt Miller and Avery Wilson in that black number 1 are following the number 3. Ooh, Avery misses his braking mark there and touches the 78 in the back. Luckily, nothing really happens there. Looks like everybody is once again doing really well. We saw that last Sunday too, that on the restarts, people are behaving very disciplined. No major issues. Jason Branch picking up a position here. That is not for position, actually. The 35 is a lap down. Ooh, the 16 is getting in trouble, but he seems to be saving it. That is Ryan Branshaw under braking there. Ooh, he misses his turn-in point a little bit, and he just gets away with it, but only barely. Ryan Branshaw's got Jason Branch behind him now, and it looks like that 22 is a little bit quicker than the 16 on the straightaway. Branshaw slots in behind him, and Jason Branch picks up 8th position. Matt Miller and Avery Wilson there in the banking. Avery Wilson seems to be a little bit quicker there, passing him on the outside. Coming into the stadium, and Avery Wilson picks up 4th position. Let's see if Matt Miller can do anything back going into turn 1. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like Avery's got that in the bag here. So Avery Wilson in 4th position now. And still our hardest charger is Jordan Berry. 25 spots up since the beginning of the race. Let's ride along here with Jordan for a little bit. Looks like Jordan does shift back to turn number 1 and then short shifts up the number 2 to make sure that he doesn't get too much power on those wheels and spinning it around. And then watch for the markers on the fencing. 3. And right before the number 2 plate, that's where they hit the brakes, going into the chicane over those yellow curbs. Jeff Ryan now being passed by Avery Wilson. Andrew Mraz going to the pits. It looks like he is not sure that he's going to make it. Avery Wilson side by side with Jeff Ryan. Jeff Ryan's having nothing of it. He is out braking into turn 1 and hangs on to 2nd position that he gets because Mraz went to pit road. Avery Wilson in 3rd. And he has to be careful now with the 78 of Matt Miller right behind him. And Jordan Berry there in 5th position now. Oh, what happened? He almost loses it, and then the 78 wants to go to his left and touches the back end, turns him around. Ooh, be careful. You gotta be careful getting back on track, guys. You can't do that. You can't just put your car in front of everybody. Obviously frustration kicking in there a little bit. Andrew Moore going a little wide. I think we saw somebody else go off. That was Scott Wise. Once again, folks, it is not easy, especially not for the guys that don't regularly do this. It's different for a man like Tommy Ryan, who runs road courses in various series, and but if you're not used to this kind of stuff, this is not easy. And on top of that, these NASCAR trucks and Xfinity cars are not the easiest car to start road racing with. Road racing is more something for open wheel cars that are a lot lighter, GT cars that are often very much built for this kind of stuff. They have a much lower center of gravity, so that makes it for those that are not used to this kind of stuff, that makes it very difficult. We saw Tommy Ryan have a bit of a hiccup here. Little bit of a wiggle. I will say Jeff Ryan is keeping up with Tommy Ryan pretty good. In the first stage, we saw Tommy walk away fairly quickly, but that's not happening right now. Oh, Jordan Berry is off. And he just nips that wall there and damages the back end of his truck. What? Let's bring back what happened. It's the first hairpin on the infield. We've seen a lot of drivers get in trouble here. He locks up the front end, and then you basically just go straight. Tries to speedway over the dirt there, and he barely touches that wall going off and damages the back end. Not very good. Mike Perry passes him. Mike Perry picks up fifth position because of that. And once again, folks, Jeff Ryan, it looks like Tommy Ryan's really just not walking away as easy as he did before, and that might be because Tommy is trying to save as much fuel as he can. He is obviously hoping to make it to the end of lap 30 on this fuel stint, and that's why he's not running as hard. His lap times are definitely a lot slower. He's running, this last lap time was a 153.9, and he is capable, we know he is capable of running 150s pretty easy. So Tommy Ryan is trying to save fuel as good as he can. Ooh, Matt Miller picks up second position going into turn number 1. Mike Perry going down pit road. He's not going to make it on this fuel stint. Matt Miller picks up the second position, and I hope he's got enough fuel to make it, but it doesn't look like he's in fuel-saving mode. And also Casey Duncan on pit road. Jeff Ryan now in third position. Randy Yoakum in the number 8 car in fourth position. Jordan Berry is hanging on to fifth. He's got Randy Bledsoe to worry about behind him there, less than a second. Bledsoe in a new paint scheme, I believe, and it looks pretty cool. Andrew Mraz is in 11th after his pit stop on, what was it, lap 22. So we know that he's good for the fuel, but he gave up quite a bit of track position there. Avery Wilson behind him in 12th, and Andrew Moore behind Wilson in 13th. Scott Wise into 31. He is currently running in 15th position, 4 seconds behind Aaron Gervitz. Tommy Ryan still in the lead, and it looks like Tommy is pacing himself as easy as he can do it. His last lap was at 154.3. That is 3 seconds slower than we know that he can do. Matt Miller is, as said, was not in fuel saving mode. He is going down pit road, and so is Jeff Ryan. So I think Tommy is trying really hard to make this on the fuel that he has. Randy Yoakum picks up second position because of the pit stops that are being made. Jordan Berry is in third now. And obviously we're going to start thinking about those guys and their fuel, because I don't believe they are in fuel saving mode. Randy Yoakum is running 154. He might be in fuel saving mode. Tommy Ryan is now running a 152. He's picked up the pace a little bit. That means he's either very confident about fuel, or he is very confident that he needs fuel and he needs to step up his game. Scott Wise in trouble. Same thing as we saw Barry do, as the 202 was in trouble there. Let's see if we can bring back what happened to the 202. If I can find him. There he is. Oh, same thing. Too late on the brakes. Lock up the front end. Go straight off. And then once you're on the grass, you want to be careful on that throttle. That's just a matter of being too eager to get going. Frustration kicking in. Handley in the pit. Byron McDonald in the pit. And Tommy is still out there. So we need to keep an eye on Tommy Ryan here. But something tells me that he is maybe not going to make it, and he's just picking up the pace and go as quick as he can right now. No, he's not. Definitely not. A 157. He is in fuel saving mode. Randy Yoakum knows he's not going to make it. He's going into the pits. Jordan Berry staying out there. Running a little wide in turn number 1, but he's still out there. And Tommy Ryan, last lap 157.4. That is definitely fuel saving mode, folks. He is trying to make this thing and pick up a second stage win here. We have Jason Branch chasing after Matt Miller. Jason's still not pitted for the... Yes, he has pitted on lap 22. So Jason should be good as well. Guy Schneider has worked his way to 4th position. He is behind the 81 of Randy Bledsoe, fairly close. There might be something developing here while we see the 09 of Gerwitz going off. Being passed by Jeff Ryan there. Let's go back to Guy Schneider behind Bledsoe. Looks like when they get up to speed, the distance is stretching out a little bit. Going towards the chicane. Slower car in front of him. That is actually Jordan Berry. They're pretty close behind Jordan Berry. That is 2nd place Jordan Berry. Ryan Nicoletta into 59 is not that far behind either, and Miraz is already back up to 6th position, closing in on the leaders. So Miraz's strategy is take a pit stop and go as fast as you can. He's running a 150.7. Let's see what it is this lap. A 151.03. Tommy Ryan. Oh, Tommy Ryan in trouble. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, he's on his way to turn number 1. Let's bring it back a little bit further. Going down to turn number 1, coming off the speedway, and he just gets it a little bit wrong there in under braking. And then he has to back up on the track there, and it looks like Jordan Berry has picked up the lead right as we see that happening here. Bledsoe has passed as well. Let's go back live because Tommy Ryan is already back behind Bledsoe. Andrew Miraz is fighting Tommy Ryan there. So Tommy kind of messed up there. And a 54 of Kratky in trouble. Your new leader is Jordan Berry, and we know, well, we don't know for sure if he's going to make it. He pitted last before or in the yellow on lap 17, so we're not 100% sure that he's going to make it on fuel. We are going into lap 29, so he needs to make 2 more laps. Same is true for Randy Bledsoe. Tommy Ryan is now obviously trying to make up for lost time, going to the inside of Bledsoe there. Fairly easy. And back on the brakes for turn number 1. Barry and Ryan there, your leaders. Branshaw seems to be in trouble. Ooh, there he is. That is in the chicanes. Trying to not run into somebody else and kind of getting it wrong in the process. So you can only commend him for trying to avoid the driver in front of him. I believe that was a 35. Tommy Ryan's picked up the lead. Tommy's last lap was a 158.8. Still quick enough to pick up the lead. And now we're going to have to watch for the fuel situation, folks. Tommy Ryan and Jordan Berry are in the same boat here. They have last pitted on lap 17 during the caution, and they still need to be able to make 1 more lap on fuel. Well, your answer is here. Tommy Ryan's not going in. Oh, sorry, that was wrong part of the track. We're at the backstretch here into the chicanes. And now we're going into turn 3 and 4 of the speedway, and then we'll see if Tommy comes into the pits, yes or no. And the same, we'll be watching for Jordan Berry. Randy Bledsoe is actually in the same situation. Guy Schneider pitted on lap 19. We remember that before we went green, they went back in, so they might make it. Tommy is staying out. Jordan is staying out. So now we're going to have to watch and see if they run out of fuel, yes or no. Final lap of the second stage. That means that Tommy is going to pick up a second stage win here if he can. Caden Oakes going into the pits. He is not going to make it on his fuel. Jordan Berry messes up once again in the same turn. This time he avoids the wall, but he does the exact same thing as he's done before. And who is that other slower car there? That was, I believe, Ryan Nicoletta. Tommy Ryan passing, what's that, the 000 probably? Yep. Trying to stay out of each other's way. Good job from the 000. Tommy Ryan is going to pick up a stage win number 2 in this race. If he can win this race, it's going to be 3 out of 3. Miraz is not far behind. That 000 is in between there. That's Donnie Fayer. Miraz has a deficit of 1.5 seconds on Tommy Ryan. So he's not going to overcome that in that final stretch here. And it looks like Tommy Ryan, folks, is going to win the second stage as well. There you have it. Followed by Donnie Fayer in the 000. He's a back marker. And then Andrew Miraz is in second position, going to the inside of the 000. Jordan Berry had to go into the pits. And we'll get the same situation as before. We'll see
The yellow flag is out.
yellow flag being called. There you have it. Kratky in the pits as well. So Tommy Ryan, I'm sure he'll be going into the pits when he comes back around. And one thing we need to know for sure is that he doesn't run out of fuel on his way in. That would be devastating. It's going very slow now. He's not racing at all. Not even shifting down. Short shifting up. He's worried. Normally he would shift down another gear here, but he's not doing that just to save as much fuel as he can. Obviously he is running short. Oh, he's not going into the pits. Are they closed? He might have to wait until he gets behind the pace car. And that makes it a little tricky because he could be running out of fuel before he gets to make it to the pits. It's not just making it to the finish of stage 2. It is also about being able to make it to the pit. Well, that's sad, folks. We are under caution. Superior Templating sponsors our caution flags. Chris Scala in trouble. Yeah, we've seen more people do this. Just a little bit late on the brakes, not able to stop the car, and it just goes straight off. Fairly sure he'll get to reclaim his position there. We are under caution. Ooh, he goes off again. That's not Chris Scala, that's the 15. Yeah, that is, I'm sorry, that is Chris Scala. Went off again. Let's bring that back for you real quick. That is the turn, the left-hander that takes them onto the speedway again. And he locks up the brake. He knows he's too fast, and he just locks up the brakes and noses it into the tire wall. Now we see Andrew Mraz going down pit road. Tommy Ryan is out of fuel. Yep, Tommy Ryan is out of fuel. That's going to cost him some. He might be hoping for maybe a teammate to push him down to the pits. If not, he's going to have to take a tow, and tows are a little bit costlier than that. Everybody else is coming. There you have it. That looks like Joachim is giving him the push that he needs. Ooh, and then Joachim goes to his pit stall and runs into another car there. See if we can bring that back. Joachim is pushing Tommy Ryan, and then he wants to go to his pit stall, and he doesn't see Andrew Moore. When they're on that gray area where the pit boxes are, they can actually drive through each other. That is something iRacing has done to avoid major problems in the pits. Scott Wise going off. Turn number 1, a little bit too deep in there on that apron. No grip at all there. It's dirty. And luckily he doesn't hit anything. Yoakum on his way out. And let me see if I can find Tommy Ryan is back on his way. Running in 9th position. That wouldn't be something I would count him out to making it for the rest of the race. He would be able to work his way forward. I'm fairly sure of that. Our leader is Andrew Merez, and let's see if we have a lucky dog somewhere. .51 of Jordan Berry reclaiming his position. I can't really tell if we had a lucky dog or not. More drivers on pit road. Bledsoe, Wilson, Gerwitz. There could be a lucky dog there somewhere. Nope, that is Scott Wise reclaiming his position in front of the leader. Actually, Scott Wise is in 2nd place because he didn't pit yet. 54 going a little wide. My guess would be that Chris Scala is your lucky dog. He's back on the lead lap going around at speed, so my guess is that Chris Scala is your lucky dog, folks. Sponsored by SFI. Andrew Mraz doing the same thing, trying to save fuel as much as he can. Scott Wise could actually be our leader. I'm not 100% sure if he's 1st or 2nd. I guess he's 2nd. He pitted last on lap 29, so before the stage end. And he might be calculating that one more pit stop should do the trick as well. And with all the laps that Tommy Ryan has led, I'm fairly sure that he is still looking strong in the DXP Frontman competition. He was leading going into this race, and he's let more laps than anybody else in this race, so I'm fairly sure that Tommy Ryan is still our DXP frontman. And that brings us to the other award. Our R&R Enterprises Heart Charger Award is still in the hands of Jordan Berry, currently running in third position, 28 spots up from his start. I know he didn't set a qualifying time, but I do believe that if he made the attempt, he should be okay. But that is for the race admins to decide, and I would not be able to tell you that for sure. Kenny McCullough taking the opportunity to go down pit road. Donnie Fayer doing the same thing. Wilson and Gerwitz and Scala and Randy Bledsoe, all coming in for service. We should have about 16 laps or so to go. I'm fairly sure they're not going to make it to the end, even if they pit it now. And I believe that that is the reason that Scott Wise is staying out. He's thinking, why would I pit now if I can do it with one more stop? Everybody else that pits now still has to do one more stop as well, I would think. So Tommy Ryan, with that running out of fuel on pit entry, didn't really lose all that much. He's in 5th position. That's not going to take him too long to overcome. Wilson still on pit road. That's a fairly long length. Those are fairly long pit stops here. Jason Branch in 8th position. Mike Perry, your defending champion, in 10th. And Guy Schneider in the Golf car, he is in 13th position. And it looks to me like we're getting ready to go back to racing, folks. Andrew Mraz and Scott Wise on the front row there, then Jordan Berry and Matt Miller on the second row. We have an issue for the 000, trying to catch up to the field, going through the grass here. That first hairpin turn on the infield seems to be bad for a lot of them, overshooting their braking points and then just basically going straight forward off onto the grass. It might actually be that Scott is the leader on that outside line. I'm not 100% sure. Well, maybe not. I was fairly sure it was Mraz, but pit stops can always change stuff up a little bit. Base truck is in. There Andrew Mraz goes. He was definitely your leader. He takes the initiative. Scott Wise in the second position, already being challenged there by Jordan Berry. Scott going into turn number 1. Ooh, Scott runs a little bit wide there. That allows Berry to come to the inside, and Tommy Ryan already in 4th there, challenging Scott Wise. He's already in 3rd position. We haven't even run a lap yet. Ooh, Scott Wise outbrakes himself there and turns around Tommy Ryan. And now they gotta wait for the whole field to go by. Ooh, that is costly. Tommy Ryan back down in 19th position. Let's bring that back for you one more time. Very costly for the both of them, really. Scott Wise kind of breaks a little bit too late, touches the number 6 on the inside. He can't keep it on that bottom there. And then they have no choice but to wait until everybody goes by. Tommy turns it around quickly, and he's back on his way. Miraz in the lead, 3.7 seconds clear already of Jordan Berry, our hard charger here, with 29 spots up in second position. Third position, it is Matt Miller. Then it's Mike Perry in fourth, Ryan Nicoletta, Andrew Moore, Jason Branch, and Caden Henry Oaks going at it here. Ooh, it looks like Jason had a little bit of an issue there. Both the rear corners of that car are not in tip-top condition. We have Scala going off. Let's see what happened to him. On the exit of the second chicane, he takes that curb too hard and spins the back end around. Kenny McCullough is in 11th, catching up to Jason Branch. Ooh, the 202. Late on the brakes there, almost running into the 03, but the 202 passes him. And that is not for position, folks. Jason Nicholas in the 202 is in 22nd position. One lap down from the leader. Oh, and then he outbrakes himself again. Maybe trying a little too hard there. Oh, you can't do that, guys. You can't come on the track when there's a whole pack of cars coming up. That is just not right. Wilson was a victim of that as well. Looked like Scott Wise had a little bit of an issue. 2 wheels on the grass, nothing major. Tommy Ryan working his way forward fairly quickly, already up in 15th. He is about 3.5 seconds behind that 000 of Donnie Fayer and closing in fairly rapidly. Well, that's key. Let's ride along here with Tommy for a little bit. Tommy Ryan passing Gerwitz there. Well, let's go check on Jordan Berry, Mike Perry, and Matt Miller. Mike Perry, I believe he just passed Matt Miller there. Yes, indeed. Into that first hairpin, it's Miller in the 2. Going to the inside of Matt Miller and taking away third position from him. And Mike Perry is now already working on Jordan Berry. Let's bring that back for you so we don't miss too much. Excuse me. And he's basically profiting from the fact that Berry runs a little bit wide. And then it looks like Berry just kind of plays it safe there for a moment, but he's back at it again, going towards the chicane, outbraking Perry. Can he do it? Perry is defending. Oh, side by side. That's a little tight there. Mike Perry hangs on to second position. Jordan Berry seems to be coming off the turn quicker and goes to the inside. In the banking, Jordan Berry picks up second position once again. And Matt Miller following there at about a half a second. Another lap down their belt, going into 39, into turn 1. Perry on the higher side. Ooh, Miller coming to his inside. These guys are having fun together, that's for sure. Mike Perry defends again and passes Matt Miller on the exit there. Andrew Moore has closed in. Ooh, Perry almost lost it there. Andrew Moore in that orange car has caught up with him, and so has Caden Henry Oaks. Ryan Nicoletta not that far behind either. So this is the group second all the way to 7th, pretty close together. Andrew Mraz is 10 seconds clear. They can't catch him. Tommy Ryan still in 14th position, losing time on Donnie Fayer. So Tommy Ryan is maybe, well, he must have had an off or a pit stop or something. Nope, not a pit stop. His last lap time was 3:32, so he has some sort of issue. It looks like Tommy Ryan either has a technical issue or he has run. I can't be out of fuel. Not sure what's happening here. Disappointing for sure. Andrew Mraz still your leader. 10 seconds further down, Jordan Berry, who pulled away from Mike Perry. Caden Henry Oaks has gone forward past. Ooh, it looks like Matt Miller has dropped back 2 positions at the cost of Caden Henry Oaks and Andrew Moore. Oh, Moore almost loses it coming off the turn there. Jeff Ryan further back here. Ryan Nicoletta trying to catch up. It looks like Perry and Caden Henry Oaks are pulling away as well, and it looks like Mike Perry seems to be moving towards Jordan Berry. Scott Wise on the same spot again, off. That is the first hairpin on the infield. Tommy Ryan is in the pit, standing there. Not sure what the deal is. Let's go back to Mike Perry, chasing after Jordan Berry. Berry's car is a little bit beat up on the back end, but it doesn't seem to hurt him all that much. Not even on the faster parts of the track. Although Mike Perry is definitely quicker through those chicanes here. And now in the draft, are they trying to push each other? I doubt it. Jason Branch going by Ryan Nicoletta. And there comes Mike Perry going into turn number 1. He's going to try and he's already done it before they even get there. Mike Perry picks up 2nd position. And Andrew Mraz still way out there in front. A little under 10 seconds currently. Andrew Moore and Caden Henry Oaks. Andrew in the orange car, Caden in the white car, number 19. Matt Miller is already seeing Jeff. No, that is Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan is trying to make up for lost time. He's a lap down. Tommy Ryan has been in the pits with some sort of issue, and he's back out again, but he's a lap down, so he's got to pass everybody twice. That is going to be a tough road ahead for him. We have 10 laps to go, folks. It is Andrew Mraz in the lead. He is almost 10 seconds ahead of Mike Perry. Ooh, somebody was in trouble. That was Andrew Moore. Let's bring that back. Yep, too hard on the entry there. Cuts down through the chicane. And he has to let Tommy Ryan go around as well. Again, Tommy Ryan is trying to get back on the lead lap. Jordan Berry is on pit road. I'm sorry, we were still on delay there. Jordan Berry, Matt Miller, Andrew Moore, Jeff Ryan, Jason Branch, all coming down pit road. And that was to be expected. They pitted last on lap 32, though that would be a tall stretch to make it to the end. Barry already on his way out. Yes, indeed. Ooh, Andrew Mraz, our leader, has himself a little moment. Yeah, look at that. A little too hard on the gas. He is ready for some new tires. Perry is closing in on him a little bit. He's already eaten a second off of that 10-second lead. Scott Wise on pit road. The 202 of Jason Nicholas on pit road. And Mraz is still out there. There comes Andrew Mraz down pit road on lap number 42 going into 43. Looks like Mike is staying out for now. Picks up the lead. Caden Henry Oaks also down pit road. Ryan Nicoletta coming down. And that brings Guy Snyder in second position. Mike Perry. The DXP sponsored car picking up some points for the DXP Frontman Award. Ryan Nicoletta, a little trouble on the way out of the pits. Yeah, it's easy to get a couple wheels in the grass. It's very narrow there. Tommy Ryan. He's actually right behind the leader, so he's going to be coming back onto the lead lap here shortly. Especially since Mike Perry still has to pit, and I'm fairly sure. Well, Tommy Ryan, it doesn't show that he pitted on what he did. It says it pitted. The scoring shows me his last pit stop on 32. That's not correct. Unless he didn't take fuel at that point. So Mike Perry down pit road. He is going to fuel up. Guy Schneider picks up the lead as he does so. Andrew Mraz has already pitted, and he is in second position. Gurwitz coming down pit road. Casey Duncan. Randy Bledsoe in trouble. And that first hairpin in the infield is giving him a lot of trouble here. Braking too late, locking up the front end. Then, no, the car just doesn't want to turn. And then you get eager to get back going. And Mike Perry back out. And your leader is Guy Schneider, but obviously Guy still has to take it to pit road to get some fuel. He last pitted on lap 32 according to scoring, so he's going to be coming in shortly. And Andrew Morass is already... Oh, Andrew misses his chicane there completely. Looked like he just missed his braking point for the first part of the chicane completely and decided to just take the shortcut. Mike Perry's about 5 seconds behind him. So that big lead that Andrew had, the 10-second lead that he had, is gone. And Guy Schneider's still out there. Kenny McCullough in trouble. Exit of the chicane. Sometimes when you get over that little curb there a little bit wrong, it just throws you around. Ooh, somebody's standing at the exit of turn 1. That is the 81 of Randy Bledsoe. Turns it around a little bit over the grass there, and then he has to get out of the way. Waiting for a little gap. He's stuck on the wall, it looks like. And he decides to take a tow to the pit and try it from there. Mraz is caught back up to Schneider. Jeff Ryan in trouble. Same place. First hairpin in the infield. Ooh, oh, this is what happened. He is avoiding to run into Jordan Berry, and then gets it wrong by himself. Scala in trouble as well. Yeah, too early on the gas. Doesn't go too bad. Andrew Mraz has already picked up the lead. Let's see if we can bring that back for you. It's on the backstretch towards the hairpin. Mraz already alongside on that straightaway. He's already in front before they get to the turn. Good job for Andrew Mraz. And I'm kind of guessing, yep, there you have it. Guy Schneider going into the pits. He's run a pretty long fuel stint there. Well, 12 laps, that sounds about right. It's not as bad as it looks. Avery Wilson on pit road. Jimmy Thorndike in troubles. That is the second hairpin. Andrew Mraz in the lead. He's got about 6.5 seconds on Mike Perry. So he is starting to gain again. Lap number 46, folks, of the Misfit Media Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series on Friday night at the road course in Daytona. And we thank our sponsors, Misfit Media and Wise Choice Contracting. Without their support, we can't do this. There we have Ryan Nicoletta going after Chris Scala. That is for 10th position. Casey Duncan and Ryan Bledsoe are still on pit road. Yeah, looks like Nicoletta's getting pretty close. Scala forces him the long way around. Ooh, little bit of a touch both in the grass. Yeah. Now that is what I call a typical racing incident. Scala made a pretty good move there, going to the inside, approaching that chicane, forcing Nicoletta to take the long way around. Nicoletta didn't want to give up that effort. Scala on pit road. And that means that Nicoletta is going to get it anyway. No major damage on the car. And it looks like Scala had a very quick pit stop there. Casey Duncan also back on his way. Andrew Moraz still your leader. Mike Perry still in second. Caden Henry Oakes now in third position. Jeff Ryan in fourth position. He's almost 10 seconds behind Henry Oakes. And then Jordan Berry in fifth. And as said, folks, he is the hardest charger. I'm not sure if he's eligible for the award because he didn't set a qualifying time, although I do believe he did make an effort. If he is not eligible for the award, then Caden Henry Oakes would pick it up because Caden Henry Oakes is 19 spots up. So, depending on the situation with Jordan Berry, Caden Henry could actually be picking that up. Well, there's not very much direct battling going on at this point. Jordan Berry seems to be closing in on Jeff Ryan for fourth position. And that's pretty much the only battle we have on track right now.
Just joined you real quick to let you know everyone is eligible for the Hard Charger Award tonight.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, thank you very much, Lauren. There you heard it, folks. Jordan Berry is eligible for that Hard Charger Award. So that means that he's going to pick that up. And if he is able to catch Jeff Ryan, that will add even one more position to that 26 he's already got. You can tell he's fighting that car right now. Those tires are giving him some trouble. Matt Miller is not that far behind, and it looks like Jordan Berry is not really staying with Jeff Ryan at this point. And Jason Branch in the 22 has steadily worked his way forward into a top 10 position here in 7th position. Guy Snyder in 8th after his pit stop. Andrew Moore, his teammate, right behind him. And Kenny McCullough in the other Gulf car rounds out your top 10. Tommy Ryan stuck in 17th position. He's still going after everybody. He's running very good laps. He's running a 150.3. That's the quickest lap. So at this point, he's the quickest car on the track, and the 202, just lets him go because of that. Miraz up in front. .2 seconds to Mike Berry. And we have Jim Thorndike on pit road. 2 more laps to go for our leader, Andrew Moraz. And since the misfortune of Tommy Ryan, obviously Mraz has picked up some good points for that DXP Frontman Award. Although I still think that Tommy Ryan will be leading that after this race. And Andrew is going to get the white flag here, folks. One more lap to go for the 028. Done a pretty good job here. Very steady on. We know that he can do road courses. He does road racing, I believe, in other classes. So Andrew, 6.5 seconds ahead of Mike Perry, doing a very, very good job as well. Caden Henry Oaks in third. He is about 4.7 seconds behind Mike Perry. And Jordan Berry has passed Matt. No, he was already in front of Matt Miller. He is losing ground on Caden Henry Oaks. No, it's Jeff Ryan that they have passed, I believe. A little confused right now. But regardless, Jordan Berry is going to be picking up that R&R Enterprises Hard Charger Award here for sure. So well done for that, Jordan Berry, the 51 car. Well, let's go find where Andrew is, because he is going through the chicane here, and he's got turn 3 and 4 to go. And he's going to pick up the win here tonight at the Daytona Road Course for the Misfit Media Blown Piston Racing League. Passing the 54 of Jason Kratke there. Andrew Mraz picks up the win here at Daytona. Very, very well done job. Mike Perry comes home in second place. Caden Henry Oaks is going to bring it home in third. Jordan Berry is going to bring it home in fourth and picks up the R&R Enterprises Hard Charger Award. Matt Miller brings it home in fifth position. Not too far behind Jordan Berry there. Jeff Ryan sixth. Guy Snyder is going to be seventh. Jason Branch picks up eighth. Andrew Moore ninth. And Avery Wilson rounds out the top 10, folks. Nice job for all these drivers. They're really not that far apart. There you have your winner, Andrew Mraz. And some of them stopping down the track here. There's your winner. I'm wondering if he's out of fuel. No, he's not. Okay. Yeah, he's cutting through the chicane there. Doesn't matter, obviously. All right, folks, once again, Andrew Mraz, your winner here at the road course at Daytona. Round number 3 in the Friday Night Truck Series, sponsored by Misfit Media and Wise Choice Contracting. I apologize. Let's go and find some guys to talk to. Caden, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mark.
Caden, third place, pretty good result, I would say. You had a few issues here and there, left and right, I believe, but all in all, it didn't go all that bad. Talk me through that.
Oh nah, my race went absolutely horrible till the last stage. I ain't even gonna lie to you, but it was fun because I went up and down and up and down through the field, and at the end of stage one, I got a 2 minute and 30 second hold, so I was about 5 seconds from being a lap down under yellow, and didn't even get to catch up at the start of stage two. So pretty well fighting from the back, and I thought I had a pretty good truck under me, and it shows. So I had a fun time racing, honestly.
So what did you get the penalty for? Do you know? Or
Apparently,
was it repairs?
no, it wasn't repairs. I pit on the last lap of the stage because I ran out of fuel. So I was like, I can't go around obviously, so I'm going to pits. And then I got a black flag for passing under yellow, and I come out and it says, "You passed the pace car. You got to hold." I was like, "Huh?" So,
Okay, I
uh,
got. Yeah,
yeah,
that sometimes is a little thrown off on road courses with those full course cautions. That is an iRacing thing, I think.
I mean, is what it is. It did affect my race, but not too bad. So I can't really complain all that much.
I was going to say, I mean, you're bringing it home in third position there, regardless of everything that happened prior to that. I guess the yellows allowed you to catch back up and then work your way through the field. Obviously, we're in a very diverse field here with a lot of people not used to road course racing all that much. So I guess that you could take advantage of that there at the end.
Right. I would say I have a little bit of experience racing road courses, not a ton, but I felt like I had an advantage here because I've always done the GTE races and stuff like that in officials, so I know the track probably better than most of these guys because they're all oval people. But it was still fun to race, and it's definitely a challenge, right, running around everybody.
Well, that's good to hear, man. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. We sure enjoyed watching it too, man. It was a pretty good race, all in all, I would say. Caden, uh, congratulations once again. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
I love my mama. I ain't gonna lie. Thanks for you broadcasting, so I can go back and watch these races. Shout out to Lauren and Scott for putting the league on because it's fun to show up every week and race. It's my first season, so I actually enjoy it a lot more than I have other leagues in the past. So it's awesome to be able to show up and race and have fun doing it. Instead of being all strict and whatnot.
Absolutely, I know exactly what you mean, man, and that's something you got to treasure because you're here to have fun with this. And that's all it is about to me.
Right.
All right, thanks again, Caden. Mike, second place there. It looked for a little bit that you had something for Andrew, but then after the pit stops, it didn't seem like you could catch back up with him. Did I see that right? Can you hear me, Mike? Mike, can you hear me? This is Mark. Well, I can't hear you. I'm going to bring in Andrew Mrez real quick. Andrew, can you hear me?
Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to talk to Mike, but I can't. I don't think he can hear me, so I'm going to move on to you real quick first, and hopefully he can work that out. Andrew, it looked like you had pretty good pace all night long in the first two stages. Obviously, Tommy Ryan was pretty much gone for everybody. And then he ran into a little bit of trouble, and it kind of looked like you just took over there and kept on going for him.
Yeah, definitely. He was the class of the field tonight. I mean, he had the fastest lap of the race. He led 30 laps. He yarded me by 15 to 20 seconds in stage one, and a couple of seconds in stage two. I knew that he was short, getting a little close on fuel for stage two, and I kept pressuring him towards the end there, especially under caution. So that way, I mean, it's racing, you're still trying to catch up to the pace car, and just pushed him a little too far, and he ran out of fuel coming on to the backstretch there.
Exactly. That was. I mean, you're absolutely right. While when you're not behind the pace car yet, you're. I mean, you can't pass each other, but you're still going. So that was
That's it.
good, absolutely good strategy on your part there. And unfortunately, after that second stage, the things went a little bit downhill for Tommy there being turned around, I believe, in an incident with Scott Wise. They got together there, racing incident, I believe. And then you kind of just walked away. It looked like Mike Perry had a bit of an edge on you before you got to your last pit stop. He was closing in on you pretty quickly. Were you trying to save fuel there, or were your tires gone? What was the deal?
My tires were gone. They don't last for me. I don't know why. I just drove it in too hard, coming off corners and just spinning the rear end. And so I lost rear end grip. My front end was really good, but it's just the back end. I just didn't have any grip left.
I see. So after your pit stop, you kind of got that all sorted out again, and it looked like Mike was staying with you fairly good, but ultimately you got almost 6 seconds on him there at the finish line. So it looked like your final stint went pretty good there.
Definitely. It was interesting experience racing at a road course. That's the IMSA layout and not the NASCAR layout. So going into turn one, you're almost pegging the rev limiter. So that's always interesting. Sometimes you blow a motor that way too.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. So road racing is not something you do a lot.
I do it off and on. I'm not dedicated to it, but I enjoy it. I mainly do the Corvettes, the brand new Corvettes GTEs for road racing, not like the NASCAR oval road racing. I'm more of the IMSA style road racing.
I see. Yeah, that those are fun cars to drive. Absolutely. The difference between that Corvette and a car like this, how would you describe that?
The truck drives like a dump truck, so it, it's no grip. It's like a brick. It doesn't turn that easily. Um, you're not going as fast as a Corvette does.
What about the brakes?
Don't get me started on that. It takes you a lot in this truck than the IMSA car. So I'm glad that our road race is over.
Yeah, I was kind of talking about that. I was trying to explain to the fans that, for some of I would say at least half of the field of these guys that you're racing with here tonight are probably a lot like you. They don't race on road courses very much at all, and if they do, it's probably in a different car than this. And if your first experience of road racing is in a car like a NASCAR Xfinity car or a truck like we did tonight, I mean that is not the easiest car to start road racing in, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, even the ARCA car, it's a bear to even road race in. The Indy cars would probably be a good start to get into something like that, and then try to go into the NASCAR vehicles at like Watkins Glen or something, but not Daytona.
Yeah, I would even step it up a step back even further than Indy cars. I mean, Indy cars is the top of the line when it comes to open wheel racing. If you want to get started on road racing, I would start in those. You have that new USF 2000 car or the Pro Mazda cars. That would be a great place to start. Those are light cars. They're easy. They're not that hard to drive, and they're still fast enough to have fun in.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about those. Definitely the Mazda. The Mazda is very fun to drive.
Yeah. All right, Andrew. Well, once again, my friend, congratulations. You did a great job here. You picked up where Tommy left off involuntarily. I would say it wasn't really his own doing, but you picked it up where he left off and took home the win fairly dominantly there at the final stint. So congratulations once again. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Casey for painting this truck. It means a lot that a team owner actually paints your own vehicle. Um, Lowline Racing for being the main sponsor. You, of course, for broadcasting. Lauren and Scott for putting this league on. And everyone watching, even the competitors out there. We're all like a tight knit family. Sure, we get on each other's nerves and stuff while racing, but afterwards we laugh and talk it out and move on to next week.
All right, that's the way it should be, Andrew. And next week will be Bristol. What's your expectation for Bristol?
Uh, I don't want to say a lot of cautions, but I think that a lot of people are going to lose their temper. we're not going to have a fast repair next week, so it's going to be interesting. People are going to have to take care of their car.
Yeah, that is a good development, I think. All right, Andrew, thank you very much, my friend. Go celebrate.
All right, thank you very much.
Mike, this is Mark. Can you hear me now?
Hello, Mark. I gotcha.
Yeah, I was trying to talk to you earlier, my friend. I don't think you could hear me, so I skipped you to talk to Andrew first, but I'm glad you can hear me now. So, Mike, it looked like before that final pit stop, you were closing in on Andrew Barry there for a little bit. He was talking to me about how he pretty much abused his tires. How did you feel about your chances? Did you have anything left after that final pit stop?
No, I didn't really have anything. That last pit stop, I never took tires. I don't know if those guys, Andrew Mraz, did or not, but kind of second guessing that deal there. But yeah, it was fun racing with Jordan there for a little bit, and just glad to get a good finish finally.
Absolutely. So, road racing is not really your thing either.
I don't mind it. I run the 24-hour race every January here, so I'm somewhat familiar with the track, just not in a truck. so
Yeah, yeah. I was talking to Andrew about that as well. What's your take on the differences there? I mean, these cars are really not really road racing material, are they?
yeah, they're not really set up for it, but they're a handful. I mean, they're heavy and a lot more braking room that you need and all that good stuff. It's fun though.
It seems to me like for a lot of these guys, it's very easy to just overdrive the car into the turn. We saw a lot of people in that first hairpin on the infield. People just shooting straight forward, not even locking the brakes up all that much, but just not being able to get that car to rotate in that hairpin there. Uh, is that the nature of the turn there, or is there just not enough grip, or are people just missing their braking point? What do you think?
All the above, probably. no, the brake pedal did seem like a little heavy. You had to press on it pretty hard to lock them up. But like you said, I think my main issue is just not overdriving it. Like you said, just hit your mark, and it's a little scary around people that um, not too familiar with road course racing, so their breaking points a little bit different than what yours are, and you just got to be mindful of that, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not. I can't recall all the incidents that I've seen, but I do believe that there's been a few instances where you had to take evasive action as well, and I guess that's just part of what we're doing here tonight. It's a little uncomfortable for some of them, and that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, as long as everybody's having fun, that's all that really matters. So
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. All right, congratulations on a good finish once again, my friend. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
I got to thank DXP Enterprises for coming on board this year. They're sponsoring my truck as well as the what is it, the Lap Leader Award, and really appreciate them coming on, and Scott and Lauren, you as well. So hopefully we have a good remainder of the year.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks very much, Mike. Bristol next week. What are your thoughts on that?
We'll see when we get there. I'm not not too good there, so we'll see. I got some practice to do.
I was going to say Bristol's a lot of is a very tight track for this big group of cars. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think I heard Andrew saying something about caution, people losing their patience. So I could see that. So we'll see.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks again, Mike, and once again, congratulations, my friend. Good finish for you. I think you needed that in the points, huh?
I did. Like I said, the first couple of races hadn't gone very well. So see if we can turn this momentum around and get going from here.
All right. Try to keep her going, my friend.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, folks, there you have it. Your top three finishers. Thanks to Mike for sticking around and having that sound issue worked out there. Glad he did. The road course race for this season is in the books. There you have your results, sponsored by Wise Choice Contracting. Andrew Mraz is your winner. 1.7 seconds in front of Mike Perry. Then it's Caden Henry Oaks, and Jordan Berry brings it home in fourth. He picks up that R&R Hard Charger Award. As you heard the race admin say, they are all eligible for it today. Matt Miller in fifth, Jeff Ryan in sixth, Guy Schneider seventh, Jason Branch in eighth, Andrew Moore in ninth, and Avery Wilson rounds out your top 10 there. We can scroll down the rest of the field there quickly and see where the notables are at. Scott Wise is in 17th, still on the lead lap, so that's pretty good from him. And let's see if we go to the next page. We have Ryan Nicoletta there in 12th. Tommy Ryan brings it home in 16th, it looks like. And he is, in fact, also on the lead lap ahead of Scott Wise there. And let's see, who else have we got there? I was kind of looking for Jason Branch. Did I miss him on the first page? Yeah, oh yeah, he's in 8th position. All right, folks. So once again, your road course in the books. Next week we're going to Bristol, a very tight stadium type track. I guess we can make a connection to the old Roman gladiators there. We're going to be doing 2 events to honor the veterans in this series, as well as the Sunday night Xfinity race is obviously the Sunday before Veterans Day, and then next Friday our truck race will be the Friday right after Veterans Day. So we'll acknowledge the veterans that we have in this series, obviously, for that, and of course all the veterans out there that have put their lives on the line for our freedom. So hopefully we'll see you next week in Bristol, folks. This is Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. We were glad to have you along here for this race. It went pretty well, I think, and we're hoping to do the same fun stuff again next week on the tight oval of Bristol. And until then, folks, please stay safe out there and take care of one another.